This is a sneak peek of the Spelling UC spelling program. It's from the creators of Math UC. So you can get on their website and find out a lot of other good information about this program. It is geared towards levels of spelling rather than grade level. So you'll want to make sure that we're ordering you the correct level of spelling. This program believes that there's not a big correlation between reading level and spelling level. You could be a very high reader but still be a not very good speller. And so we'll want to make sure that we get you the right level of spelling. It starts with level A that I have to show you and goes through level G. So I have level A and level E to show you today. So roundabouts, level A would probably be a kindergarten, first grade, second grade. Level E would probably typically be maybe third, fourth, fifth grade spelling program. But again, you'll want to take the placement testing on the site to make sure. So in this first stage, it's a pre-literate stage. So they're just going to be learning to listen and write. And this program will come with an instructor's guide, the student workbook. For level A in particular, it comes with a handwriting wipe-off board and some stickers for just fun reinforcement, motivation. So this first stage of listen and write is just that. They're going to look at the page. They're going to trace and write the letters. And then it says, listen to your teacher say the word, trace and write it. And so again, they're just trying to get that correlation between sound and letter, what it sounds like, what it looks like, how to form the letters. Each page is a day's worth of work, and they really stress in the instructor's handbook to only give 10 minutes to this program. So for this page, it's 2B, you would do the whole page or you do up to 10 minutes of the page and then you're done. It gives you some helpful checklists at the top. Did the child use the correct pencil grip? Did they follow the handwriting guide? Use lowercase letters? Say the sound? Did they say the sound as they wrote it? So it kind of gives you some visual hints up there of what your student should be doing on each page. So again, for level A, it's just going to continue through sound and letter correspondence, 3-letter words. They'll give you a letter to begin with. Okay, and then pretty soon they drop the first word there, and so they're just going to be listening to you say the word, and they're going to have to place the sound, the correct sound in the box that makes that word. Again, this is not penmanship, so I mean, you want them to be able to form their letters nice enough to read, but we're not so worried about if it's on the line or if it's exactly like what it is in the book. We're more concerned that they're understanding that the sound of the letter and how to write the letter and where it goes in relationship to the making of the word. Pretty soon all the letters will be gone and they'll just have the visual boxes, knowing that each sound needs to fit in a box, and they'll be working on 3-letter words through this program, through level A. Okay, and it just continues through like that. Pretty soon it shades the box that is the vowel that they're working on. And so you'll do some vowel practice work. But again, all you need to know will be in the instructor's handbook as far as what words to read and it's just them listening and then writing in the sounds. And by the end, they'll get to some 4-letter words, 4-letter or some 5-letter words here with the vowel, and that will complete level A. Okay, and I'm assuming, like I said, I don't have all the levels, but they will, I'm assuming, add on to that, where soon they're maybe putting the words into sentences. They're learning more of the blends, the TH, CH, blending and digraphs and things like that. And once they get into the E, level E, again, you'll get the instructor's workbook or handbook and the student workbook. In level E, you'll also get some colored pencils. Now, when they get into level E, it's not your typical spelling list. They believe that it's more meaningful when students are using their spelling words or their words that they're trying to learn in writing context and in stories as much as possible. So you will not see a list of words. What you will see is that they want you to continue correlating the different phonetic rules. So this one starts with vowel chunks, which the child, if they've done the previous lesson, should understand what that means, or you might have to take the time to maybe review this a bit. But they're going to be looking for these vowel chunks in their paragraph, and they're going to be highlighting them yellow. And again, it's just a visual representation of picking out these spelling cues, and they believe that's what helps them commit these words into long-term memory. So the gist of this program, or this level anyways, is that you're going to read the story together, and then you're going to read it twice, read it again a little bit slower, and then they're going to look for all the vowel chunks and highlight all the words that have any of these vowel chunks. Then the second part of the lesson is they're going to write, and they're just going to copy what, each sentence. Now again, even for this level, they stress to give it only 10 minutes. So once you are done highlighting your vowel chunks, then you'll have just 10 minutes to copy as many words as you can, and then you're done. And then even if you don't get the page done in 10 minutes, they encourage you just to move on the next day and go to the next lesson, because they're going to have a lot of repetition using the same story for about a week. They're going to have a lot of repetition, and their hope is that each time they do this, they're just going to get a little bit further and further down the page. Again, as they're committing these words to memory as they write them. So again, day 2 is going to be the same thing. They think it's very important to continue highlighting the chunks because it gives a visual, cue to the brain. And then 10 minutes to copy as much as they can. Day 3, same exact thing. One thing, even though it's the same activity, they're doing different sentences. So in 1A, it would be they're copying the first sentence over here. It just looks bigger. Day 2, they're actually working on the second and third sentence. Day 4, they're working on, the fifth and sixth sentence. So it does change sentences, but it's still the same type of lesson. And then finally, they will have you read the story, and your student is going to try and write what you say. And again, 10 minutes to do as much as they can. This first time, they encourage that students just take their time, they ask questions, you can help. You can help them figure out the hard words. You can give them the punctuation, but it's all just within 10 minutes. And then the final writing is seeing if they can just do it completely on their own, even on the hard words, that they write it the best that they can, how they think it should be spelled. And this last piece will be with no help. Again, only 10 minutes. And you just see how far that they can get. And then you go through and they encourage you to go through and count how many words were correct. So they really want you to focus on the positive and not pick out the ones that were wrong, but rather pick out all the words that the student got right. Okay, and then it moves on to a different story, and that's just how it goes. Pretty soon they'll get into a new skill will be introduced. So after vowel chunks, then they're going to be looking for consonant chunks, and they'll be highlighting it a different color. It will get into bossy R, which would be purple. Okay, so they're learning different, and then they'll get into endings. So, let's see, where was that picture? By the end here, they're, highlighting many different phonetic skills to help put those words into long-term memory. A lot of writing, and then dictation at the very end to see how much of the story they remember. There it is. There's where I saw it. So here's kind of an example of what, actually here in the back, gives you an example of what their highlighting should look like for each passage. And that's how they have that visual representation of the spelling word. Okay, so that is the program Spelling UC. If you have any other questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.